Just give me one sentence. What is the story of Tesla right now? Just one sentence.
I'm not very good at doing one sentence, you know that. So the one sentence would be, Tesla is a car manufacturer first, and for the foreseeable future, they need to continue to be successful at manufacturing cars, and that's a platform for them to do additional amazing things. You have autonomous driving. They are the most advanced player in the world on supervised autonomous driving, so your car driving by itself under your supervision. They are making exceptional progress. There is a very long-term, like over-the-horizon goalpost of being able to do robotaxi. It's a much more still challenging thing to get to, very uncertain. And there is also the opportunity to develop humanoid robots on the same technology platform as FSD. And these things will take years, whichever way you look at it. And we know Elon Musk is very impatient, wants to accelerate that momentum, but it's going to take years. And in the meantime, we also need Tesla to see that Tesla is still going to be a very successful car manufacturer, being able over time to stabilize pricing, to continue to gain share with the products they have in the market today. And then in the next 2-3 years, to be able to ramp a large volume, lower price point platform to continue to grow sustainably. And all that should deliver revenue growth and margin expansion. And that's really like the near term. And the longer term is, the BERT and robotaxis.
It was a loaded question, but you did give me one sentence just without full stops or punctuation. That's okay. The reason I ask it is I'm trying to understand in the moment the downward pressure on the stock. And I don't think it's got much to do with the proxy. So of all the headlines of the last 4 days, which was of most interest to you, Pierre?
Of the last few days, the most important headlines I've heard, the most important thing of the last few days was actually to digest well the headlines of last week. And so we've heard, we've read a Reuters report about the Model 2 being canceled and things like that. And we've had hints and indications from Elon Musk and from Tesla's chief designer that the Model 2 is probably not canceled. And so the most important breakthrough earlier this week was this understanding that probably what's happening today at Tesla is that Tesla is going to prioritize developing the robotaxi in Austin for now, because anyway, the Model 2 will need to wait for Mexico to ramp in millions of units. And Mexico is still 2-3 years away. And so in the meantime, producing only 250,000 Model 2s in Austin doesn't really help. It's like a very little help. And so my educated guess is that Elon understood that and thought, okay, let's go all in on robotaxi. Let's get a platform out. Let's have a small fleet on which we can trial, test, improve the technology, and then let's get back to the Model 2 a bit later. So hopefully next week when the company reports, we get a bit more clarity on that. So that was really the big thing of the last 48 hours.
I like the fact that you give us your reasoning, your interpretation, Pierre. Give us your reasoning on whether the stock should be down by 1/3 so far this year.
Yes. So if you look at the potential of the company in the long run, that's a nonsense. Tesla makes electric cars. Electric cars remain, I think, the future of cars. And nobody on earth can make electric cars as good as Tesla and as cost efficiently. And if anything, this gap is widening. I just took delivery of my new Model 3, the Highlander. Like the progress Tesla is making at doing great and very cost-efficient cars is still mind-blowing. So I think it's still a very powerful company, and the stock is vastly undervalued if you look at it in the long run. In terms of short-term developments, I have a lot of sympathy for where the stock has been going in the last 3 months, because Tesla has been hitting a wall in terms of growth, has been forced to reduce pricing a lot, finding themselves in a situation where they were increasing production faster than demand could increase. So they have to reset the bar, and it's not going to happen over a few weeks. We still have a lot of inventories. Pricing are still low. Demand is still not enough to comfortably absorb the production today. So we will need some time, to get Tesla back on track. And of course, the stock reacting to that is the way the market works. And yes, I have sympathy for that. Tesla is at a low point, is between two growth trajectories, continues to work on long-term moonshots like the Droid and robotaxi, and in the meantime, like the next couple of years are going to be years of recovery. So ahead of that, seeing the stock weakening makes sense to me, even if I would disagree with that blatantly with the valuation implied if you look at it over like a 3 to 5 year horizon.